bit. Yes, that's it. Perfect. Thank you so very much. So that it makes it easier for. Okay. Well, yapping before you guys stepped in because I thought we were testing the microphone. So we're going to start proper. So give me a second. Now, is this live? Okay. All right then. So, thank you so much for having my audio. It will help my life. All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Oh, I love this. Yeah, but it's kind of yeah. No. Hold on. Is giving feedback. Yeah, it's blasting. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Ooh. No. Yeah. Thank you so very much. Yes, this is good. Oh, I see.
All right.
Okay. Great. Okay. Hi. Hello. Well, this is Whitespace Creativerse, and we're so very glad to welcome you to today's event. So, are we good with sound? We good? I can proceed. Something. I will not give up on you. Well, I mean, I can't give up on you at this point. How long is this cord? Now that's a bit tricky. So I have to stay here for the most part. One house. I have to stay here for the most part. Okay, that's great. Yeah, there's a hum. Is it on live or on the mic? I think it's on the mic. Oh, it's delayed. Oh, okay. Let's begin. Good morning, everyone, especially our online audience who have been very, very timely by joining this live stream at exactly 11. Thank you for your patience. We're so very glad to have you. Your kind is rare. You're a fantastic audience. Clap for yourself. I know you find it ridiculous. I can't see you, but clap for yourself. And to our in-house guests, thank you so much for being here. Good morning to another person. You came together, right? Let's still say good morning regardless. What's your name, please? Sorry, I didn't hear that. Fianu Kemi. I like that name. I think we should exchange names. Mine is Yemisi, so for the duration of this event, I might just call myself Fianu Kemi. All right, how about you, sir? Teslim, how about you? Oluwalonimi. I like your names. So these beautiful names, you know. All right. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Oluwayemisi Akingbola, and I will be walking you through our event today. Now, very, very quickly, I'd like to remind you, just in case you joined the wrong link or you walked into the wrong room, there's nothing wrong about it though. If you are here, you are here. We will not let you go. Even if you are going for a conference or a crusade, we'll tie you down. Anyway, that's all jokes. Now, we are having an event and our theme is AI and the creative. Now, if you're a creative person, I mean, even if you're not a creative person, you would know that AI has taken over every corner you go. In fact, before, I think this is 2026, 2024, you didn't see a lot of AI videos on TikTok. I'll use TikTok as an example. But now, before you scroll 2 posts, you have like 3 AI videos. If it is not a banana and a watermelon fighting over the paternity of a child, it is one Madame Risi that cooked food with ghosts. It's just all sorts of things. And it's getting a bit difficult also to differentiate what is AI and what is not. At the same time, it's also getting more difficult to figure out what is brain rot and what is not. So I personally, I have conspiracy theories about AI. I worry that we are becoming so dependent on it that it may become very difficult to, in fact, the lines between our own human intelligence and artificial intelligence is becoming very blurred out. And to make it crazier, AI works at a speed that the human brain does not work at the moment. And I say that with all sense of responsibility, knowing that our brains are capable of whatever we think we're capable of. Excuse me. And so if we do not push ourselves or work actively on, how to maximize our brain power, we'll just think that AI is smarter than human beings. We'll just think that machines are smarter. How can the created be smarter than the creator? I mean, it beats me all the time. So for today, we're taking a look at AI and the creative. And the question is, there's so many questions we are here to answer today. One of the questions is AI going to take your place as a creative, as an editor, as a writer, as a screenwriter, as a designer? Is AI going to take the market over? I mean, are you going to end up jobless and useless, and all of that? Also, another question that we might consider also today is, what is the limit of use for AI? All right, as a creative, how much of your intellectual power should you hand over? Or is there a way you can actually be in charge of the entire creation process with AI that would not put you at risk? Okay, so those are some of the questions we'll be taking a look at today. And this event has been put together by the Whitespace Creatorverse. Please, let's have a round of applause for the Whitespace Creatorverse. Is it the code? All right, so if you look at it very, very critically, we have entered an era where there is a digital evolution that we cannot afford to ignore. We cannot pretend it does not exist. We also cannot act as if those that are using it are the enemies of state. This is why I said that. For every new invention or technological advancement that comes out, there's always somebody who would say, don't use it. Oh, reminds me of a story about the Industrial Revolution, when machines were introduced into production lines as against like human hard labor. Excuse me. Back then, the cry was, the machines will take our jobs. We will no longer have jobs. But you see, with every new advancement, someone once told me that every solution is a new problem waiting to be solved. If something happens now, for instance, this chair, the design of this chair is as a result of, it's the solution to one problem. So somebody has a low chair, but unfortunately, the table is kind of high, maybe this high. And they're wondering, how do I use this table and this chair? So what did they do? They created the design of this taller chair to match the tallness of this table. But then, with the tallness of this chair comes another problem. Is it comfortable? Can I rest my back? What if the table is smaller? What do I do? So the purpose of every solution is to solve one problem. But you see, in creating a solution, you are creating another problem. And that problem is another challenge that needs to be solved. I said all of that to say this. For every time there is a new advancement in technology, there's always a problem to solve. There's always something to change. All right. There's always adaptation. There's always something that would solve. For instance, before now, we used to pound with our hands. Now there is pounding machine. Some of the pounding machines are not doing the job well. So for that reason, another inventor or designer will design another product that would solve the problem of the previous model of pounding machines, and so on and so forth. But the question now remains, how much of you are you willing, or how much of you is ethical? Because I'm not very certain that you would have seen it. Have you seen The Godfather? Jesus, what kind of movies do you guys watch? All right, have you seen King of Boys? Okay, you've seen King of Boys. You're not a movie person. You keep shaking your head. All right, if you've seen King of Boys, you can see that the entire story is moving because of the set elements that you can see there. All right, but they could easily have just put all this type of chairs and say, oh yeah, Shola, sit down, say your line. You sit down, say your line. We'll just hiss and walk out of the movie, because what is this, right? The point I'm trying to make is this: as a creative person, your brain you have to know a little something about everything. You'll be called to do a movie in the medical space. What do you know about medical space? But you have to figure it out. So as a creative, we cannot afford to sit down and say, oh, me, I'm just an artist. Oh, no, me, I'm just a designer. Oh, no, me, I'm just a copywriter. Me, I'm just all of the things that you learn from books that you read, movies you watch, people you interact with, courses you take, that improve on your knowledge as a creative person. And so that brings me to this major point. Our vision at Whitespace Creative Verse, especially at Whitespace Elite Circle, is to gather creatives from different walks of life to learn, to earn, collaborate, and network through community building and networking. All right, starting from Africa. And you see, when we keep saying that, oh, creatives should be this, creatives should be that, we like to put our mouth where our money is, or our money where our mouth is.
If you think graphics,
all right, we like to show that we're not just about the talk, we're about the action. And that's why we have the Whitespace Elite Circle. A round of applause for the Whitespace Elite Circle, please. That clapping, Sha. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, so throughout this event, we'll be having conversations, keynote addresses. We'll also have a panel session where we would be entertaining questions and, trying to figure out our role in the AI space as creatives and how we can do better. All right. Now, it's about, yeah. All right. That's what I wanted to confirm. All right. So it's about time we just take a step back and take a look at the keynote address, since we have All right. So we're going to take a look at the keynote address to be delivered by the CEO, Creative Director, Whitespace Creatorverse, and our host, Oluwafemi Akingbola. Please put your hands together for him.
If you think graphic design is about making things look nice, you are already behind. There is more to you than just being a graphics designer. And here's the catch. AI can generate visuals in seconds, clients can, access templates instantly, logos are cheaper than ever, so the question is no longer can you design? The real question is can you think? Because now, thinking is the real product. This is Whitespace Elite Circle. We are passionate about bringing creatives from different walks of life to learn, earn, and collaborate through community building and networking, starting from Africa. In this video, I'll try my best possible to make sure you see how graphics designers must think in order to remain relevant through different times, starting with this AI era. But before I go down that path, let me tell you a story about the Photoshop adoption and the designers who fought it. So when Photoshop launched in 1990 by the Knoll brothers, that's Thomas and John, it didn't immediately, take over the design world. At that time, real designers worked with dark rooms, airbrush, film photography, physical paste ups, print production boards, and every manual tool available. Design was tactile, manual, and of course, very slow. Then Photoshop arrived, and many designers were not impressed at all. You see, a large number of traditional designers pushed back really hard. They said it's cheating, it removes original craftsmanship, real designers don't click buttons, and digital work will cheapen the industry, right? Will make the industry cheaper. And there were genuine fears and concerns, not just about the tools, but actually about identity, their own identity. So for many, seasoned professionals, years of manual mastery suddenly felt threatened by a screen and, of course, a mouse click. Some refused to learn it. Some dismissed it as a trend and say it would just come and go. Some believed clients would never trust fully digital work. What actually happened was that Photoshop just didn't survive. It didn't just survive. It reshaped the entire industry. By the mid to late 1990s, print workflows became digital, advertising production, accelerated, deadlines tightened, and of course, creative output scaled globally. Agencies demanded more digital files, and Photoshop became a standard. Then came the likes of Adobe Illustrator, Adobe InDesign, and of course, the full Adobe Creative Suite. The entire professional ecosystem shifted from traditional to digital. Studios that adapted thrived, agencies that digitized scaled, and they didn't just scale, they scaled faster. Freelancers who mastered the tools gained massive competitive edge over the ones that did not, master the tools. And here's what happened to those designers who fought the, in quote, trend. Many of the designers who completely, rejected Photoshop slowly became irrelevant over time. Not because they lacked talent or skills, but because the market moved on, and the market moved on pretty fast. Print shops went digital. Clients expected digital delivery here and there, and you couldn't submit, films in negative in an email, So some transitioned late and they struggled. Some even retired earlier. Some designers were even pushed into smaller niche roles where analog skills really mattered. But the mainstream industry passed them by over time, and the resistance didn't stop the shift. It only delayed the adaptation. So the second thing that happened in this era is what I would like to term the tool-only designers. A new wave of designers suddenly emerged. They learned Photoshop, but they didn't understand design. They didn't learn design. They knew filters, they knew effects, they knew, layer styles and composition tricks. They knew some, new things that the software is bringing on board, but they did not understand typography. They had no clue about hierarchy, about composition, about branding strategy, about visual psychology, about color theory. They had no idea. And the result was that the early 2000s were filled with overused drop shadows, lens flares everywhere, over-processed images, trend-heavy substance light work, different, effects, and software became accessible. So everyone could produce visuals, but not everyone could design. And over time, the industry began to correct itself. Clients began to distinguish between, oh, this person knows Photoshop, and oh, this person understands design. The ones who relied purely on software trends faded. The ones who combined strong fundamentals with digital tools became the leaders. Patterns repeat themselves. Every technological shift creates three groups of people. Number one, those who resist and get left behind. Those guys that call it a trend that will soon fade off. Number two, those who adopt blindly and produce noise and nonsense. And of course, number three, those who integrate the tool with deep thinking and cultural literacy. And those are the ones that dominate. So Photoshop didn't kill design. It elevated designers who understood design. And the same thing happened with web design, desktop publishing, social media design, and now AI tools. The tool is never the threat. Shallow thinking is the major issue. So the real lesson is this. The designers who survived the Photoshop evolution weren't the most technical, honestly. They were the most adaptable. They were the most flexible. They understood that tools change, but principles don't change. Typography still matters. Hierarchy is still very important. Psychology is super important. And of course, strategy is king. Although the mouse replaced the airbrush, but thinking remained the advantage. And that is exactly where we are again today. So here are 7 ways to think as a graphic designer so you remain relevant. Number 1, strategic thinking. Let's be honest. Execution is now automated. AI image generators everywhere, layout engines, smart typography systems, they've all compressed production time into almost zero. If your value is just moving text around and choosing colors and applying trendy effects, you are competing with software, honestly. And software doesn't get tired. It doesn't negotiate fees. It doesn't miss deadlines. So what survives is strategic thinking. The ability to diagnose a business problem, to translate psychology into visuals, to build systems, not just assets. This is where the leverage is. The second is to think like architects and not decorators. Think like a builder, right? Here's a story. There's a designer I know who charges 5 times the average rate in this market. Same tools, same laptop, same internet, but different thinking. When a client comes to him asking for a logo, he doesn't just open Illustrator. He asks, who are you trying to dominate? Why should a customer trust you? What do you want people to feel in 3 seconds or 8 seconds? He redesigns positioning before, moving shapes here and there. And when he presents his final work, it doesn't say, here is your logo. It says, this is how your brand will, command authority in your market. That is not decoration. That is perception engineering, and perception is power. Now, you are not a decorator. You're an architect of perception. Businesses don't pay for beauty and aesthetics. They pay for positioning. And when someone sees a brand, they decide in milliseconds. Is it premium? Is this trustworthy? Is this for me? Your job is to engineer that reaction, which means you must understand behavioral psychology, cultural context and literacy, market positioning, brand narrative. Design is not art. Design is controlled influence. And if you are not studying psychology and business, you are designing blindly. The third way to think is that the AI is not your enemy. It's in fact your intern. Let's address the fear. AI is taking over design. The straight answer is no. AI is taking over lazy design and lazy designers. Now, AI is a multiplier. It handles draft variation, idea generation, speed, but it cannot understand Africa market nuance. It cannot decode cultural symbolism. It cannot build long-term brand equity. It cannot lead creative direction, especially across Africa's growing creative economy. Context matters more than ever. Templates don't understand local buying behavior. Algorithms don't understand regional perception, triggers, or whatnot. That's where your human advantage lives. A designer who learns to direct AI, not compete with it, becomes 10 times faster. The one who resists it becomes irrelevant pretty fast. The fourth way is thinking globally. Africa's creative economy is rising, and is rising pretty fast. So let's zoom out a bit. The African creative economy is expanding rapidly. Startups are scaling. Tech ecosystem is growing rapidly. Global brands are entering the local markets. Diaspora market is returning. But here's the gap. Many businesses still don't understand branding deeply, which means opportunity. If you position yourself as a brand strategist, a visual systems builder, a perception engineer, you are not just a freelancer, you are an infrastructure. You are not just a graphic designer, you are an infrastructure. The future African creative leader is not just talented. They are informed, globally aware, and locally intelligent. The fifth way to think is to price like a strategist, not a laborer. The hard truth is this: if you charge per flyer, per logo, per post, you are selling labor. And now labor gets automated. Value does not. So stop asking, how much should I charge for a logo? You should start asking, what is the business impact of this brand? When you solve market differentiation, customer trust, and of course revenue positioning, you start to price on outcome, not on output or input, and not on hours. When you think like this, clients stop negotiating small numbers because you are no longer a designer, you are a growth partner. If you really want to understand how to price based on outcome and not output or input, just check this video right here. The sixth way is to think in system building, or let me say, build systems and not portfolios. So you should think system and not portfolios. In the past, designers built portfolios full of isolated projects here and there. Now, authority is built differently through thought leadership, clear positioning, repeated insights, and community. Your brand as a designer must be visible. If no one knows how you think, they assume you don't think deeply. So share your process, share your strategy, share your psychology, share your philosophy, share your breakdowns. Visibility compounds authority, and silence erodes it. And one thing to do is to make sure that every showcase in your portfolio is probably majorly a case study, right? From the beginning of a project to the end of it, to show that you understand what you're really doing and not, trickles of projects here and there. The seventh and the last way is the mindset shift. You need to delete old thinking and start thinking new. So let me summarize this entire mindset shift. Old thinking would say, I make designs. New thinking would say, I engineer perception. Old thinking would say, I need more clients. New thinking would say, I need higher value problems. Old thinking would say, AI is competition. New thinking would say, AI is leverage. Old thinking would say, I charge for time. New thinking would say, I charge for impact or outcome. So here it is in closing. The designers who survive are not the most talented. They are the most strategic, not the fastest, but the most aware. Not the trendiest, but the most foundational. Design will survive any day, anytime. Surface level thinking will never. So the real question is, will you evolve with it, or will you be replaced by somebody else who did? The future does not belong to the most creative. It belongs to the most strategic, the most aware, the most intentional. And if this resonates with you, subscribe, because we are not just talking about design here. We are building the next generation of creative authority. See you in the next video.
I think we're back. The average creative person does not like to read. And you see, as a creative person, fields, medical, finance, art, craft, culture, tradition, etc., etc. All right? When we were all signing up for Facebook, oh yeah, how many people read the fine print? You just say, I accept terms and conditions, and you move on. So those are the kind of things that we are here to talk about today. Now, let's quickly move on. And we'll be taking a look at our first conversation today, and that will be on leveraging on the AI revolution as a creative. All right. Now, to take that with us is somebody that I know but doesn't know me. We attended OAU together, but he does not know me. But that is, it is what it is. Anyway, I have the very big, beautiful pleasure of introducing and bringing up stage our speaker for that conversation. Babatokwe Oni is the CTO and co-founder Gig Bank. Please put your hands together. He's a software Gig Bank. Please put your hands together. He's a software engineer and tech leader with over a decade of experience building and scaling digital products. He specializes in system architecture, engineering leadership, and aligning technology with real business outcomes. He has led teams across companies like Seamless HR. Oh, I know Seamless HR. That's interesting. GoCarda, Fair Money, and Traction Apps. Driving innovation in fintech, mobility, and enterprise solutions, and launching products that deliver real growth. Currently, he is the co-founder and CTO of GigBank and the CEO of Afterwave Solutions, where he builds scalable systems, develops engineering talent, and helps organizations grow through technology. Ladies and gentlemen, with as much strength as you have, please jam your hands together as I bring up Mr. Babatokwe Oni. Please keep clapping as he speaks to us on leveraging on the AI revolution as a creative. You're welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm still surprised that you know me. We'll think, wow. we'll see in camera. How's everyone doing? Hope we are having a good time so far. I enjoyed the previous session. He said many important things. I think maybe I'll start from there. So you talked about the person putting touch on light, maybe at the time that job was the in job. They were the big boys in town, and as an example I usually give is the typewriter. There was a time that you have to be a typist. All our mothers were typists. I don't know. Was any of our mother a typist here? Typist? Nobody? Yes, we had a typewriter. I remember we had a gift. It was a typewriter in the house. My mom would say, "Oh yeah, go and type. Go and be typing." So that sound. So it was the reigning thing at the time. You have to be a typist, you type and all. Then computers came. I remember that a lot of the typists then, it's an elite. You're either a secretary to somebody, PS, or you're in the governor's office. It's a big job at the time. But computers came in, and some typists said they won't, they are loyal to typing. They don't have a job now. So maybe some of them, they have a kiosk in front of their house. Maybe they are selling drinks or whatever. I know you will know someone like that pivoted from being a typist to selling food stuff or something. But some that embraced the moved from just being typists. They are now the clerks that type documents for these same people, but they are no longer using typewriter. They are now using computers. So it's something very important he talked about. I don't know if the slides are up yet. Not yet. Okay. So 1 second. All right, so I want to start with this. They are generally, okay, should I pause it? Okay. There are generally three people I've already identified where she is. She's one of these 3 segments I want to mention. So there is. So with show of hands, you just let me know where you are. And these are how people have embraced AI. So the first group I will mention is people that are already in. So how many of us are already in? Oh, quite. That's good. 4. Did you raise up your hand? Okay, just 4 people. Okay. How many people are tired of the hype? Like you see it everywhere. It's like you cannot even walk 2 steps. You see, you will see something AI. Okay, tired of the hype. You must. I don't know. Maybe I'm in more than one section because I'm actually a bit tired because everything you see, because I'm not just into tech, I'm into business. You get to speak to different kind of people, investors, people that want their companies to be invested in. You hear everybody will add AI to whatever they are doing. Something. Okay, good. So the first one. This is the second one, yes. Yeah. So everybody has AI to what they are doing now. Something, AI something. If you want to get an investment now, whatever you are doing, you must add AI-driven bookkeeping. AI-driven, everyone wants to do AI now, so it's a bit overwhelming. So you're in the second group, okay? Then there's a group of people that are scared. Yes, worried. I don't. Who else here? Are you? So you're not in any group. Which group are you in? 2. Okay, so that's I'm tired of the hype. You go to LinkedIn, you see it everywhere now. Everybody is posting about AI. Even I also try not to post it because I just feel like I'm posting what everybody is posting. You know what? And I'm not here today to say something that you've already seen before because you can easily do a Google search. You can easily go to LinkedIn. You don't even need to search for AI. Just go to your LinkedIn feed. You will see something AI, something related. But I'm here to give like real practical steps that you need to take as a creative. So I will take some steps back a bit to talk about myself. So what are the things I've been able to do over time and later I will tell you how AI has changed it. So I started my journey with design actually. Design, Corel Draw, and then 3D. I can't do anything now, so. So whether you're in the segment of the people that are scared, it's valid to be scared though. Because if you've seen what AI can do, you should be scared though. For real. I'm not trying to preach fear, but yes, if you are scared, it's very valid. If you are tired of the hype, yes, it's valid because some people will just put ChatGPT to give them AI posts and they'll post. Everybody's all of a sudden an expert, in AI. And AI is not new. It's been there for a long time. Google has been doing deep learning. Before we started coining everything AI, there's been, when I was in school, I built something with natural language processing. What does it do? It goes around different news outlets, Punch, Guardian, this one, that one. And because I'm lazy to read news, so I will not read. So what I wrote it for myself to cure my own laziness. What it does is it goes around all these popular news sites and summarizes it into 2 paragraphs for me. This was as far back as 2009. Yes. So all those things have been there since, but it's evolving and growing way faster than it used to. Maybe it used to be only accessible to people like maybe Google, some people that IBM, all these guys, but now it's more open to everyone. That's the big difference, but it has always been there. All those algorithms have been there and have been built upon over time. All right, so execution, I don't even know where to face them. Okay. Execution to direction, assets to instruction, individual craft to integrated systems. So I'll touch it one by one. How do I put the next one? Okay. All right, next slide. Okay, so what's the first shift we are looking at? We talked about 1 second. Yeah. So we are moving from execution to direction. I told you about my journey where I used to be excited about building from scratch. We want to build a new software. So my core is building software. So how do we build? Okay, let's go and do requirement gathering. We'll sit with whatever company we want to build for, build with, gather your requirements. Okay, they will start writing documentations. Okay, are we writing? What kind of requirement documents are we writing? Then we start drawing architectural diagrams, this one, that one. You will spend weeks, yes, on just documenting, right? Then you now start doing, okay, what are my work items? There's a lot of planning that goes into building proper software that will work well, and then you now take even much more time to execute. So what I mean by execution is actually writing the code, or if you are doing copy, you are writing copy, actual writing of the copy, whether it's for an application or an article or whatever it is. You are doing design, you are doing film. That usually takes a lot of time. Now, this same me that I like to write from scratch now, how has this changed my direction? So instead of thinking of executing, I now just write directions. And I would explain that. For my company, we're about 35 staff, and we are growing very rapidly. How can we ensure that we are at the forefront with lean team? You don't want to bloat the team. You don't want to spend more money on salaries. You want to be able to, you still have competition. You're still competing with people that have more money than you. Because there's no how your company can be. You have money than some people, and some people have money than you that can pump money into building and other things, right? So how do we solve that problem? We want to build new services. Most of my examples will be more on engineering, but I believe you'll be able to apply it to what you're doing. We're going to build a new service. Like I told you before, how do we approach it? We'll sit down, write requirement documents with the product manager. We'll sit down day, night, research. Okay, we want to do competitor analysis. How did other competition solve this problem? Okay, what is the different approach you can take that will give us a better niche on this problem solution? Are we doing a different vertical? All those things take a lot of time, a lot of strategy meetings. I can give an example. For instance, when I was management at Seamless, we would have so what I put here as a writer, instead of hours drafting, rewriting sentences, you just take those hours to direct, right? Researching deeper, whatever models you use will do the research from you. the work of going to like 10, 100 sites to find to get that done for you. As a designer, you know, instead of what you would do before now, you will mock everything one by one. Even if you have like a design library for a new project, you probably still need to create a new design guide for it, you know, for it so to look unique in a way and all that. But right now, what you can do is to create the directions first. So I don't know, there are designers here. Are there any designers here? Okay, good. So what do you use to design now? Have you started using AI to design? Yes.
I don't use AI to design per se, but I use it to generate visual images that I use in my design. And also, like, I know one of the problems for designers is getting content to design with. So it's more stressful, like having to think about content. So I use AI to generate content and then pick out what I want and use it. Yeah.
So before now, I guess you will go to maybe like some of these sites. What's the popular one? Free pick, all those ones. You search, then you might not see the exact one you want, but you shall pick the one that is close enough. Exactly. So you get the point. So instead of having to do a lot of design one by one, you can already jumpstart what you do. I think you should also try because I was in this conversation where we were talking about IP, and if AI designs for you, who has the IP? Is it you or the AI? You know, so but the conversation is you are the one that has it because you are the one that's directed it. It's still open. It's still open, you know, but it's a new legal study that for instance there are models that create songs now, and they have accounts on Spotify. They make money. So there's a question that who has access to that money? You know, when it starts getting commercial now, is it the AI company that generated the sound that has the money that you're generating, or you know, but generally we should embrace, you know, building things, not just the assets now, you know, try to be, I'll talk more about it moving forward. Yes, for filmmakers, pre-production before now, there are things you can use to even edit with AI. Next slide. Yeah, so go next slide. Okay, it's down. Okay, I'll do it myself. All right, so if your skill is pure execution, you have a problem. If your skill is direction, you have an opportunity. Let's say you have 10 projects to do. You need to think big. You know, we know the economy and everything. You can't be saying, okay, we want to execute. What if they now give you 10 projects to do? How will you do it at the same time? Or everybody wants it next week. You know, so I want us to, you know, renew our mind from just executing. I want to execute. I want to try looking at places where in your workflow you can move away from executing yourself. So I would have written documentation. I'll have executed, write every code from beginning, write my tests, you know, deploy and everything. What did I move to AI? All my documentation, diagrams, AI did it. Probably even better than what I would do with proper guidance. The code written properly. I'll have taken this to write my tests, but I just told AI, write tests for this, test written, covered. What are the things that I still did not allow AI to do? My server. You know, I didn't give AI access to. Some people do it. Their own confidence is very high. AI does not have access to my server. I still do my deployments myself, but the execution of the work, you can always hand it over to AI. All right, from asset to instruction. Next slide. All right, so this is what you were talking about in a bit. So before, what are the things that you're expected to deliver as a designer? Okay, give me logo, I'm writing an article, give me article. This article, this 10 articles, or maybe you're doing 3 articles per day, that's your deliverable. Okay, you are into audio, okay, I want a master track by this time, or you're into video and all that. Now you need to move your workflow from thinking yourself as someone giving output, because now execution is very cheap. It is very, very cheap. I can give an example, you know, in my church. So I'm the one managing the server, and there was a program. Normally, I'm the one that would maybe build something. So there was an event, and they just told me that, oh, that we already have the code. I was like, you already have the code. Well, that's good. So I don't have to do any work again. And they just gave me code that AI has already built, and of course, we tested it, and it's fine. So if you pride yourself as, okay, what my value is at the end goal, AI will take your job, because AI will grow to the point where it can execute end goal better. Yes. But your thought process of solving the problem, as I said, you need, like, you want to solve problem for, maybe you're building a brand guide for Nigerian breweries. AI would guess, but you're the one that knows exactly that maybe Nigerians have a culture of going to bar. If you tell AI, maybe AI will talk to you about something high-end, something high-end, what's it called? Something we'll do for maybe something like NSC brand. That would be like an upscale alcohol. But for, if you are doing for Nigerian breweries that is selling maybe Guinness, or I don't know, anyway, let's say Guinness malts. Yes, local products that people would buy in a bar. The strategy for the brand will be very different from what AI will tell you. You know, now your own added value there is to be able to say, this is the context for this thing I'm trying to solve. Because AI will not be able to, AI will not be able AI will not be able to solve that context for you. All right, so what I said here, for instance, instead of saying you want to create logos, create a library, a prompt library that can generate more things for you. Take your time to create the library that will generate your next 10 logos versus taking time to create one logo. Do you understand? So you are building a product. How do you need to create a library for it? So let's say you do video editing. You want to be able to convert the video and transcribe and import it. It makes sense for you to create a library that does that for you. Take your time and create a library that you can put a video in. It will help you transcribe. There are even some AI tools that can help you edit your video by you changing your transcription. So if you cut out some parts of what you transcribe, okay, delete the text. I don't want this text. It will edit the video for you. So what do you want to gain by sitting down and editing that in yourself? I don't know if you get. So take time in what would save you more time for the next things you are doing. You know, so that's what I'm saying here. So custom agents and workflows. So for instance, not just creative. Let's say you are a PA, for instance, a personal virtual assistant, VA. You know, you will create tools that will help you do your job better the next time, not just for the current work you are doing. I'll talk a bit more about that. Next slide. Stop just making assets. Start making systems that makes assets. That's very, very clear. You know, instead of just taking your time, I want to build this logo, build a system that would help you create those things later. So maybe you want to start a podcast, you know, instead of just creating scripts, using AI to create scripts for one, create a system that will help you create many scripts, you know. Next slide. Okay, so yeah, I want to talk a bit about where the market is currently. I'll give an example. So I was speaking to someone last week was a meeting, and he owns an AI company in US. So Agentos, they are well funded, and what they do is they replicate work. I'm not used to mic, sorry. They replicate workspace for you. So what does that mean? You pay them and they replicate a team. This is something I'd also tried for my team, all right, where I am able to create a network of agents that can act as a code reviewer, that can write, one can write specifications, another one can review those specifications. So what this company Agentos does is they'll build your whole system, marketing team, product team, everything with pure AI agents. So I'm not talking fiction or maybe something that will happen next day, something that they already have a lot of clients in US at the moment. Yes. All right, so I said that to say that this AI wave is not going to go anywhere. There is nothing that's going to stop it. As a matter of fact, it's growing way faster than it was in the past 2 years. The growth rate is incredible. So where do you, I want you to answer this within yourself. So where do you sit here? So we have elite specialists. These are people that are very, very good in one thing. They are very, very good. So let's say you are a designer. Okay, you are a designer and you are world-class designer. AI cannot take your job. Those people would always have a job. So they are elite in what you do, specifically very niche. You write in a way that AI cannot write. You would always be sought out for. There's no how. So that's the first set. Second set are like mid-tier. They are mid-level, good enough, but they need AI to be able to get their work done, right? If you fall into this phase, it means you need to move AI to execute what you are doing more. So AI does more execution, and you do more of, prompting, creating systems that will make the AI workflows work better. Then full stack creatives, the person operating across the whole pipeline, this is also very tricky, because these are the people that they don't have one thing that they do. Today you are doing design, tomorrow you are doing this one. It's tricky because AI will take your work. So I would advise to focus on one thing, because like I said, being able to build outputs that are world class with AI is dependent on the input you give it. So if you are not actually good enough on that skill, it will affect the output of what AI will come out with. It's not magic. It's input, analysis, output. You give it input, it checks its data set, figures out, forecasts what you might want based on what you asked, and come out with the best option. So if you ask it rubbish, there's a high chance that it will give you rubbish back. Okay, so here is what I think we should try out individually for the next couple of days. So daily experiment. For me, I do this. I don't know how many, if you follow blogs and articles on AI. As at yesterday, sometime this week, Claude released Claude Design. Is anyone aware of Claude Design? Okay, we'll see. You are not following. You have to be on track, because things are moving very fast. That's why I'm not talking about any product. If I will say anything, maybe I'll say Claude. I use Claude, and Claude is very vast, very, very vast. So if I will recommend one tool, I would say maybe Claude. Yes, but you'll be surprised. Another AI will just call monkey something, and people, there was a time when it was only ChatGPT, everybody, now Claude is, in my opinion, better. Better. US government use it for military. It does very advanced things, very, very advanced things, As a matter of fact, this slide was built with Claude. That was a confession. The design, everything, all the design, everything is, I didn't design the slide myself. I just told him the key things I want to talk about. We fire down with the latest model, 4.7. No time. So you need to be, kept abreast of what's happening. Now, what's Claude Design? I wanted to mention what it does now is, and I would say how it applies to me. So I've been building some applications with Claude, but there's a problem because most AIs average what already exists. It's difficult to get a unique design with AI. So what you need to do before now is to try to create your design library that is specific for what you want, then plug it in. Then AI will now generate other unique things based on that. But now, Claude Design can generate unique things for you with just prompting properly. So if you are a designer and you are not using AI to design yet, now because you could come up with that. Like I said, they are the elite people that their design is crazy. I have people like that I know. They are not in the country again. One of them is like head of brand at booking.com. There are few people like that their design is mad. Know how they will always be sought out for. But for all of us, the ready people, you should use AI. You use it. There's no shame in it. So like this first point, every day use AI for one real task. I always have something to use AI to do. Every month, you need to learn new things. What are the new things that I already do manually now that I can use AI to execute? And it changes every month. The tools changes every month. Like before this month, if I want to do an application design, I would use Stitch, Google Stitch, to do my application design and move the design to Claude for it to build on it. But now, there's Claude Design. So the next project I will do next week, I'll use Claude Design instead. By next month, there might be another tool. So the tool is just what it is a tool. Whether you use CorelDRAW, whether you use it's not CorelDRAW that makes the better designer or Illustrator or Photoshop. I don't know if you get. It's the designer itself. So you can see someone that will design with CorelDRAW that you can say is old app that is way better than someone that does Illustrator. Yeah, so it's the designer, not just the tool. So AI is just the tool. The outcome is still dependent on what you feed it. Second one, look at something I produced for you. Write what's wrong with it. What would a skilled human do differently? This sharpens direction. So what this means basically is, like I said, AI is not going to give you the best. I see AI as an hardworking mid-level creative. Very hardworking mid-level, not a senior. Why not a senior? A senior person is expected to do things without a lot of, I don't want to use the word prompting, a lot of handholding, oversight. Thank you. Thank you for the English. Yeah, so he's not senior, but he's very hardworking mid-level person. He can get the work done, but he needs oversight and guidance. So whatever you've built, always figure out ways to improve it the next time, whether it's new tools, new approaches. And then this one, I mentioned this earlier. Build one instruction set that leaves a single task. So when you are building with AI, don't build from the perspective of, I have this work I want to do. This is what I need to do to build this work. Rather take a little more time to build set of instructions that would help you build more things. So take a time to build, like if you're using Claude, maybe you want to build specific skills. Okay, I want a skill that can help me create unique documentation. Now you can spool multiple agents. I want to build, like what I said, I tried out with my own personal work, is I just have different agents that do different things for me. So I have one that could help me write documentation I need. I have one that would help me review. I have one that help me review other people's work. They'll come back, give me information I need. And I just look at few. It's good to be lazy sometimes because you always find, I'm telling you, you'll be creative. People that like work, they like work. We I like money. and I like, so it's very important to build systems that would help you be more efficient moving forward versus I have one single task, I build for it. Build systems. So as a designer, for instance, build a system that can help you create design guides versus a design. So once you build that system, you can easily put your input. Okay, this is the logo. These are the colors. This is this is the input. Build. So it shortens your next task that you're working on. Do you get? Oh, all right. I think this is the last slide. Let me check. Yes, you are not just learning new tools, you are participating in refining your craft. Okay, so I want to talk about some things very briefly before I think we maybe go into questions, or the next segment is, we've already mentioned over and over that AI is here to stay. How will it not take your job? Start using it as a tool for yourself. For everything you are doing, I can't overemphasize this. I use it for everything. It's my cheapest employee, and it's the one that does the most work because it's built. That's what it's built for. For you have context, you have some level of unique creativity that AI cannot do. But execution is built to execute based on command. You can't execute as fast as it. There's nothing there's no how you can do. You can't execute as fast. But take time to research. If I would recommend, I would say Claude is one. There are a couple other ones. ChatGPT is good for research, but Perplexity is very good if you want to research a specific topic. So for instance, you want to build something new, you can start with Perplexity to help you generate prompt for Claude. So that's another approach that really helps. So instead of trying to think of what the prompt, use Perplexity is good in research. You can use Perplexity or ChatGPT to help you create your prompt that you will use. Then you now move that into Claude. So I think that's where I will stop for now. Thank you very much for the time.
Thank you so very much. One more time, please put your hands together for Mr. Babatope Oni. Whew. That was powerful, wasn't it? This kind of agreement, I don't like it too. I'll just tell AI to answer me. That was powerful, right? I mean, there are certain things that he said. As much as he said, oh, well, he's talking from his field, I feel like it was more relatable than just one particular field. For instance, now I'm thinking about where he said that instead of creating one design, how about you create assets for, design elements and all of that. And the first thing that came to my mind was, God, I've just been suffering. So there's one of the courses I take in my communication classes. It's vocal image. What's your vocal image? And Jesus, my mouth's paining me. Now I realize that I can't, don't worry, you're gonna hear from me. All right. Well, it's been an amazing one. Yes, let me quickly state that if you have questions, you might want to put them down because we'll take questions in a short while. After the second session, we'll take all the questions together to make it easy. So please write your questions. I'd also like to quickly use this opportunity to inform you that you should check our website. So please bring out your phones very quickly, and check out our website at Whitespace Create. Is it on this flyer? It's not. Okay. Whitespace Creatorverse, one full word.com. Whitespace Creatorverse.com. All together. Whitespace Creatorverse.com. visionaries.com. And please join the community, because this is not our first event. This is not our first rodeo. We stated earlier, our biggest vision at the Whitespace Elite Circle is to gather creatives from all walks of life to learn, earn, collaborate, and network through community building and networking. And we are very particular about making sure that community is growing. So we want that community to grow, because I mean, just as Mr. Babatokwe just taught us now about how to actually use AI, is it what we've been doing before? God have mercy. All right. Also, now that after listening to Mr. Babatokwe Oni's, yes, this is the website, so you can join the community. All right. So after listening to that first session, right now my brain is racing. There's like 100 things that I think that I can do better and just relax, because I've just been suffering. Heck, God, I beg, But now, for instance, I am already looking at how I can, for my 8D sound installations for my artworks, for instance, I'm already thinking about what AI can do for me, because it's good to be lazy sometimes. So all right, please, we also want you to visit us on all social media platforms and follow us, like, share, subscribe. In fact, I think that we should be able to post this on our statuses, WhatsApp status. Let your friends join us online. We're live on YouTube. And for those of us online, hello, welcome. Please drop your questions in the comment section. We would also take your questions as well. Don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms, on Instagram, Facebook. I think we're also on X. I keep forgetting. I almost call it Twitter every time. Why did they even change the name? Anyway, it's not our business. Now, there's also a raffle. There is a raffle. Nobody's excited. Okay, I'll give the raffle information to myself, because I'll just take there's no point in winning it. Let me just take the merch home. There's an opportunity to win merch from the Creatorverse, and so I want you guys to prepare your mind, because we have something coming up. All right, and of course, we also want you to know that in a short while, we're already in April, right? In another couple of weeks, we would be releasing a book. When I was introducing the creative director earlier, I forgot to mention that he's an author. He had already written one book before, so now he has written now. Yes, now you've even forgotten that you wrote a book. God, I beg. Is it when there's too much money? All right. You remember that book now? I'm trying to remember the title now. Something about maybe the ABC of Design. Was it the ABC? Colors for Everyone. Yes, that's the book. You see yourself, you don't remember you've written a book before. And so now he has written another one, and it is The Complete Creative Book by Oluwafemi Akingbola. So would like you to pre-order. It's a new course. We also wait. Give me a second. I'm mixing two things up. Now, there's a new AI course. There's a new course that we have released on how to engage AI as a creative. That's on one side, and then there is a new book titled The Complete Creative Book, written by Femi Akingbola. All right. So this book will be out in a couple of weeks, and then we want you to. So this is the book. Oh, is this the one? No, this is not the one. This is a course. Yeah, this is a course. But it would be nice. Where is he? It would be nice also for us to have the first book, Yeah, it would be nice. Let me tell you why. Okay, you're writing. Okay, that's great. Let me tell you why I said that. Mr. Oni said something earlier, that if you don't know the skill, if you're not grounded in the skill, you prompt rubbish, and it is true. Just this morning, I was thinking about, when I was getting ready, what was on my mind was, wait a minute, how did they write the prompt for those AI videos where when they open the door like this and they're passing the window? I'm wondering what's going on. or they open a car door, you expect them, and they will not do, and I'm wondering what's going on here. I've seen all sorts of AI videos. There was one particular one that, so assume I'm talking to him. I'm supposed to be talking to him like this. They say, you, and then I'm this the person you are talking to here. All right. But he said something. If you do not know the skill, if you're not grounded in the skill, you're not going to prompt it right. All right. It will help. It will be like a refresher course, for learning the rudiments of design. So you even understand what you are prompting safe. Are you putting cockroach brown color, your prompts, it's onion purple, Anyway, you've been a very fantastic audience. Please put your hands together for yourselves. So please, if you want to pre-order the new course, the new AI course on how to engage AI as a creative, please go to the back. There's a lady there waving her hand right now. Yes, you can speak to her, as well as if you want to pre-order the book, the complete creative book. And I'm looking forward to that book because I believe that it's something that's going to help the entire community. Thank you so very much. All right, moving on. We have another session coming up, and that would now be our panel session. Okay, so can we quickly start setting up for it so that it makes it easier? Please excuse me. Please, I would like you to move over, both of you. Please move over to the second row so that we can quickly do this. Thank you. Oh, okay. The ice still. Where we'll take a look from different perspectives, from designers, developers, AI experts, and for those of us that are online, it will be a great opportunity for you to ask all your questions. We will take questions as well. If you are here also seated, please write out your questions because we'll be taking questions and answers during this panel session. Now, to handle the panel session, how many? Okay, 2 on this side, 1 on this side. All right. All right. So for this second, what's it called now? For this panel session, I will be bringing up here Richard Enoch. I'm sorry, I said Richard Enoch. Mr. Femi Akimbola. That's the founder and CEO and creative director of Whitespace Creative. Please put your hands together for him. Richard, calm down. So I wanted to check an information, so I opened your chat. So your name, that was what happened. Calm down, do like this. All right. And I'd also like to bring up Mr. Babatope Oni. Please put your hands together for him. Let me tell you guys his nickname, Kapaski. So, you know that story he told us about as far back as 2009, he developing, what's it called now? Is it a bot that would gather all the news stories and, put it in one paragraph? I knew Kapaski, but he didn't, Kapaski was our tech guy. We were all students, but he was our tech guy. You want to buy flash, something is wrong with your laptop, something happened to your skinnico. It was him. He had one small shop like that. In my head, I used to wonder, who be this guy? Not be students, all of us be. He used to have a shop like that in Fudge Hall. I know you. Dele. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll begin. I will be here as well. Clap for me. So, yes, thank you. Please raise your leg. You know what? You might have to sit over there so that we can. Okay. All right. Fantastic. Oh, am I comfortable in this chair? I'm not sure I am. It's kind of wobbly. It is wobbly. Could you please bring one from the back and just, yeah, it's wobbly. No, let him just bring another one so you can have your seat. You see, that's how you know a founder. You know, we sit down our place. Thank you so very much. How are you? How about you? What's your name, ma? Priscilla. I like your name. My name is Yemisi. Thank you for joining us. All right, very quickly, let's delve into it. Are you ready? All right, we're going to start with Mr. Oni. And I want us to start. I know you mentioned earlier that, that there's nothing to be afraid of and all of that. But I want us to talk about it from the viewpoint of intelligence, all right, in terms of losing your agency as a human being. Where do we draw the line in our use of AI between, there's a way that using AI now, you have to merge your human intelligence with artificial intelligence. So how do you draw that line to maintain and keep your agency as a human being?
Yeah, thank you. That's very important, because that's what would make you different from others. Because if everyone here can write anything on the prompt and give the same output, why would I hire you instead of this other person? Why would I give you the job instead of the next person beside you? So where you draw the line is you separate execution from planning phase, or at least that's how I do it. So what is execution? The actual work that you are doing. What's the planning phase? What input goes into it? So you are trying to design, you think about, okay, what's the color scheme? What palette are you using? Don't just say, like I see these memes online. I just go to where I say, design a beautiful page. Don't make any mistake. I see it everywhere. Build a full stack financial service app. Make no mistake. It will definitely make mistake. So the planning part is where you come in. Writing very clear document. You can do that with the help of AI. Do you understand? So write your thoughts out. This is what you want to do. Review the plan. Does it make sense? Is that to the point where you want? So if you are doing design, what's the palette you want it to look like? Do you know? Is there a design style you want? Is it a modern style? I'm not a designer, but I believe there are different approaches. Is it retro? Is it this? Is it that? You make sure you document it well enough as an input. That's your own creative part to it. Then now allow AI do the execution work.
Thank you very much. Now, Femi, do you have thoughts you want to add? Because I have another question for you, sir.
Okay, so please help me with the reverb for this. It's too much. Probably the bars or something is. Okay, so one thing I like to say is you need to start pinpointing problems. Solve the problem first. Just like you said, you can't just tell the system, create a full stack financial app. Don't make mistake. In fact, your money will go. Your client's money will go and they will sue you. I mean, big time suing. So in fact, you might not even get to that point where users will use it because you won't even get funding. So for instance, because I would like to, I think I would like to say I would like to boast about the things that we've been able to build in Whitespace Elite Circle, because it's a very good thing to boast of good work. I mean, but don't be a browbeat about it.
Clock it.
So one of the things is that we discovered that there were issues with onboarding clients, and then I said, you know what? Instead of telling a client, I will call you, you call me, we set up a meeting, discovery meeting or whatever they call it. And then after that, I'll send you an email. You send me the brief. I'll send you the invite. Oh my God, that thing is so tedious. So what we did was just have this, dashboard, right? And then all we just need to do is just tell the person, answer this. It may look like a Google form, but it's better. But it's better than a Google form. Why? Because it has everything you need from when you start the project. I mean, it's not even client management. It is actually projects in quotes now, management and client onboarding. I see the same thing you said right in the past about solving the problems about the news. I mean, that's super amazing. I wish he had sold it to people. He would have made billions.
Honestly, I mean, someone like me would have benefited greatly from that too, because I spent 13 years in the broadcast industry. And at some point, when you have to read the news, like different news belts, when I come across some stories that I will start hyperventilating in anger, like, what kind of rubbish country is this? But that kind of app would have saved me high blood pressure. I'll just summarize, I'll move on with my life,
So solve your problems first before you solve other people's problems. And then you will see the real way to use your AI genuinely without beating about the bush. So
I thank you. All right, so let's be honest. I know you already said that, it's not taking, but the opinions are really divided about whether AI is taking people's jobs or not. So let's really be honest and pinpoint who is at risk and who is not at risk. So is AI currently empowering creatives, or is it quietly replacing us? And who exactly is at risk?
That question is very beautiful and tricky at the same time. But I'd like to say something. AI cannot replace a creative. However, AI can be creative in its own way. And you have the power to pull the AI to whatever direction you want to pull it. But let's talk about replacement now. AI will replace lazy people. I don't think there's a lazy creative. See, you want to be creative, you are creative and you are good at it, right? AI will replace lazy people that don't want to be creative and that don't want to expand what it is that they know, right? But AI will not replace a creative. That's number one. And then also, to put in perspective, based on the video, that's why we played the video at the keynote. We always circle back to the fact that in a certain number of years, we always have trends. We always have things that happen. And if you think that you sit upon your hands and, okay, there was a time, in the crypto space, NFT was very rampant. But how many people know about NFTs now? How many people speak about NFTs? When NFTs came out, I entered that thing. I put a lot of money into it. If the thing had blown, maybe my project, I would have been a good, really wealthy guy. But for some reason, my project did not fly. Some other people's projects flew, right? But long and short, when the entire bubble burst, what did I do? I moved forward. But what if I had not tried? I wouldn't have had some experiences. So, and deep down in you, you will know some trends that come very short and some that will run and go very fast. So it is very, very important for you to know something that, number one, AI cannot replace you. And you mentioned something at that time, and I would love to always mention it, is what I call cultural literacy. So if you don't know anything about a field and you want to use the AI in that field, you will burn yourself. In fact, you'll be frustrated. So our website is a very typical example. He's my big brother. I always go to him anytime. I want to build this. I want to build that. It will give me practical steps. I want to build this. And I'll try it sometime. I'll just chill. So on this website, we sat and me and my guys were, deliberating on it. And by the time, I sat with it, do you know what I did? I told it, okay, just give me this first. So he gave me this, gave me the breakdown. Then I went to the code behind. I started reading to understand it. I started understanding the kind of prompt I will use to get something this good. I started understanding the, what's this thing called? The command I will use in my Visual Studio Code to make sure that I download dependencies, I run this one, I understood my stack. Okay, Node.js, this one, that one, React. Because if you don't know that thing, that's what the cultural literacy entails. And yes, this is not a website that has authentication. Just imagine people need to log in. There's another business for that. You can't just tell AI, build me a login and put a. I think it's the best to talk about that. In fact, the security breach, he was talking about hackers. You'll be so hacked that you will think they're after your life. So it is very important. Cultural literacy. If you don't know anything about the field, don't dabble into the AI. So designers too, there are some people that don't know how to design. They will take the AI and they'll say, I created this logo. It is terrible. Because when you tell them to print the logo on something small, it won't come out well. On something big, it's terrible. So cultural literacy is super important. And in knowing that, AI will never replace you, and keep working on yourself. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. You were going to add, please don't forget who is at risk.
So, people that want to move into a new field are at risk. You are just learning web, and you're just learning maybe HTML or whatever, or you're just learning design. You're at risk. That's the truth. Because that your entry level output, AI is already better than it. Do you get? So that's one. How do you edge yourself against that? Because we will now say nobody should learn anything again. Let everybody go and maybe sell spare parts or or go and find something else to do with their life. No. While you are learning, learn with AI to accelerate. Do you understand? So, because at the beginning, your work output cannot be good enough. That's just the truth. But you can leverage AI at the beginning. Learn how to use AI at the very beginning. You will edge yourself, from being out of relevance. Other set of people that I think would also lose their job are people that are fighting against the change. So, and I understand it. I was there before, before I saw the light. There's a way you're so proud of your work. You feel like I'm the best designer. Just follow the trend and ensure that you're always ahead of the curve. There would be something else, maybe 10 years time, 15 years time. All this AI revolution is just 2 years. Like in the public, it's just 2 years. 2023 is rare for you to see a normal person, not maybe someone that is into data science or whatever, or engineering, or that we say that they use AI to do something. It's very rare. But now everybody, if your mother is even AI has always been there, but now we work to you with a response quickly. The compute power behind is server farms. That is so. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So, for instance, I had an open claw server that was about, I think, 16 gig RAM. It was still slow. It was still very slow. I even had to turn it off because in my mind I'm like, this thing I'm trying to start, the kind amount of money I will spend on servers. That's why these guys raise in billions of dollars, because the server costs. So that was one bottleneck. That was number one. That in training your own. Number two, the model that you are using for training is the brain. So there are different things you need. You have the input. The input is your so for instance, you know about deepfakes. If you are trying to do deepfakes, what's your input? Your input is all the videos that person has appeared in. That's your input. What's your brain? Is the model. So is it a model that is optimized for video? Okay, so you have that model. That model is proprietary. It's not something you can build on your own. So that, for instance, for Claude, their brain is the Claude AI itself. Do these things. That's the easiest. That's the easiest thing. You want to set up yourself. Do these things. That's the easiest. That's the easiest thing. You want to set up yourself. You can bring. How much should they bring for us? Maybe $1 million, Avi. You start from there. It's a lot of work. You don't need to go that route. There are There are softwares that can help you do that now. Softwares that can help you do that now. That you can, then you can also build workflows. But the brain is everything I say AI, whatever, is the brain that is important. which it needs a strong language model like maybe Claude, or you can use ChatGPT's model.
I was asking if Adobe Creative, because I remember that Adobe Creative Suites at some point added AI to their editing process.
Adobe
Yeah.
Firefly.
Yes.
So yes, I think based on, in fact, I said what was on my mind, but I would like to also say something. Like, I think we should also learn to look into the future. To get to a point where the mundane things will not be necessary. For instance, there was a point I saw an AI, I think Premiere Pro even has it now, that it helps you cut your videos based on your camera view and whatever. It cuts, chops it up. CapCut does it a lot, right? So to get your own workflow, I think, like you said, don't go don't go that route. It's very technical and it has a lot of nuances. But one thing you must know is that you need to, in fact, know the AI that will work for you best first. I mean, the model. Then, if you get to a stage 2, you'll be able to train AI conveniently according to, for now, it's still coming up a bit. I mean, but you get to a stage, just the same way you can customize your email, the same way you can customize your phone as per, okay, this is my ringtone, this is my screensaver, and all those things. If you get to a point, you'll be able to customize the AI to say, and the AI will understand that this is how Samuel cuts, this is the kind of music he really sometimes prioritizes and all that. So, but learn AI before it's too late.
All right, thank you very much. How do designers solve the problem of scalability when using AI? That's because I have about 4 here. So should we take it one after the other?
Scalability.
Yes.
Okay, I think they need me on the camera again. But I mean, okay. Wait, sorry, before, what's the major thing there? What's happening? They are not seeing us, but they can hear us, right? All right, don't worry, they'll see us after now. So, see, it's very important. I would always say, come physically for an event, right? So, don't worry, we'll fix it up. Okay, I think you should just go to the input and change it to your camera name and all that. Okay, scalability.
Yes, please.
So, the first thing you must know is that you need to be original to be able to scale. If you are not original, you cannot scale what is not your own. So, and scalability is a very broad topic. Are you talking about scalability in production? Are you talking about scalability in the software you use? Or assets? So, what is scalability? But I think if I'm going to talk from the little parts that I want to talk from about productivity. So, printing, what else? Okay, let me just talk about printing basically. So, AI may give you 4K stuff and all those things, but there are some things that we check when we are creating probably a brand identity, right? There are some logos that won't work on embroidery, but they will work well on print. There are some logos that won't work on fine print, but they'll work on large-scale print. And one of the most amazing things about building a good brand or a branding system is your logo should be scalable. You squeeze it, it's still visible. You blow it up, it's still amazing. You print on white paper, on black paper, on embroidery, it's still there. And one of the best logos in the world that does that is still the Nike logo. That mark is amazing. And there are other logos, right? So scalability is possible with AI. However, you need to feed it what you want it to scale. And then once it's trying to scale, keep reiterating and iterating until you get it. So I think that's my own answer. I think I should give Baba.
Okay, so let's talk about affordability. Now, as a designer, how can you get more value from AI if they are not affordable? Me say if I don't understand question like that. So I wanted to ask the person, the owner of the question, to actually help us understand the,
All right. I know we pay for AI, right? And one thing I've noticed is that even when you pay for AI, the platform to use, and you still find that you still have limited usage. You get. For instance, I think I have a friend that has a cloud business, and at a particular instance, they run out of usage. until maybe like 5 hours or 7 hours before it resets. So now, as a designer, or let me come from an angle of someone that is a heavy user, you get, and you're trying to work something, and it's not giving you exactly what you need, meaning you still have to keep feeding it prompt, okay, trying to correct and all of that, and it keeps dribbling you. I know you must have you understand what I mean. Like, the AI will tell you, oh, okay, I think I get what you mean now. And and you keep, and at the end of the day, you are paying for these services, right? And you expect more value. So now, like, how do you balance?
Yes, yeah, it's clear now. So number one thing is, how do you prompt? You use a lot of your usage points will be very high if you don't do the planning phase yourself. If you allow AI do the thinking for you, it doesn't know what's in your. I've noticed that it doesn't know what's in your mind. It will take that its time. It will take its good time and do everything and be wrong. It happens a lot. So the first thing you want to do is, don't outsource your thinking phase. If you document your thinking phase properly, that back and forth with AI, you will not have it. What causes that most of the time is when you tell it what you have in mind, and it assumes that he understands what you said and executes the wrong thing. So that's number one. Cost-wise, most of the time, you can do most of what you want on the free model. So what I would say is you should read and watch videos on how to improve. So for instance, if you are using Claude, you want to create your skills first and let it streamline it on what to do, instead of, because you can start hallucinating if you are not very clear on what you want. So I think what you need to do to reduce your usage is to read more about, for specific AI agents, there are ways you can document first. So if you, because and it's very important, this thing is very important, because the more input you give it, the more targeted its response. It will take less time because it knows exactly what it's trying to do. But if you just tell it, design something, make it good or something, it will just add green, it will do what it feels is. And like I said, what AI does is forecasting. It will look at all its data sets and average. What is the average? So that's why sometimes at the bottom they'll say it might not be correct. If you check any of your AI app, they will tell you it might not be correct because it's not. Yes, but why? Because it averages information. So if for some reason everybody starts saying, what was the word? Let's say Trump was never a president. He was never a president. He was never a president. He's everywhere, and it's ingesting that information. If you ask it that, was Trump a president, it will say no, because it's only giving you an average of what all the data it has ingested is. So, do you get? So to cut your costs, number one, document your instructions very well. Make it as robust as possible and pass it to AI. It will be laser focused in what it's giving you, and it will use way less credit.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. So just to there's what we call product requirement documents, right? PRD for short. So it's not only for software and all that. It's for anything that you want to build. Anything is a product. Don't worry, digital, whatever. So the first thing is, you can't send me on an errand as human and say, Femi, go and buy me biscuits. I'll buy you my favorite biscuit or the first one I see. You have to say, a biscuit that is this in this wrap is purple. I love that particular one. So plan whatever it is and then be very specific. And if you don't have time to type, because sometimes you can be that lazy, pick up your voice note and speak into it. Speak into ChatGPT or speak into your voice note and give Claude, and it does it well. And if you are too lazy for that, because there was there was a time I was absolutely lazy to build our website, the Whitespace Creatorverse website. I was so tired. However, I had a reference. So I told ChatGPT to crawl the website. There are some websites that are uncrawlable because of security, and then maybe the type of stack they used, or maybe they use JavaScript somewhere, whatever. So you may not be able to crawl. Take a screenshot, right? Put it inside your whatever engine and tell it this particular website, follow it strictly and make sure you give me something close. So once it gives you the code, don't just put it inside your domain. No, pull it out, test it. But now to test it, you have to know cultural stuff, cultural literacy. Okay, how do I even test this thing? So that's how we came. And by the time I got to the website thing, I just, okay, go to this website. I crawled it, I took screenshots, do something like this. It did it, I didn't like it. It did something close. Then I started tweaking to what we have. The switch that has a 2-in-1 website in one. Started tweaking and tweaking until I got what I wanted. But before, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So, I mean, just then for the money part, so that to save yourself money, right? Be very precise. And that comes from, okay, I've planned my this thing. This is what I want you to do. Don't prompt what you don't need. In fact, sometimes don't give it 2 things at the same time. Give it 1. Let it deliberate on that.
Wait, hold on. He mentioned something earlier also when he was presenting his slides, that another thing that can help you is perplexity. If you're trying to create a prompt and you're not sure of how the prompt would land, get it to give you the prompt that you would feed, so that with money.
Yeah, so I noticed something on the sentence, not especially, that when you give it a prompt that it's going to take a lot of execution, a lot of steps. I realized that like you can just prompt just once and run out of credit. So now if we're talking about like feeding it one prompt, but you need to like maybe generate a demo for a website, just generate a demo, because it takes.
So
Then I have a question for him as well. What are you using?
Generate a demo. Make it good.
What I mean by demo is like, like before, Claude wasn't able to generate a PDF file, right? So it's giving you a form of a demo, like
a code? Okay, mock up, yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I mean by demo.
Oh, okay. You see, when we are talking to rich people, we also be acknowledging, yeah, a rich man, sir. See, the question is this. At the end of the day, what are you prompting for? You understand? For instance, if you have a client and that client is a paying client, then you think about it in line of, oh, this is a paying client. Oh yeah, perplexity, give me the prompt, feed it in, you get your job, you monitor, you correct, you remove all the errors. But if it is not a paying client and you are just prompting for the sake of every month, my brother, you're a rich man, sir. You are swimming in the riches of God's glory. Because you have to actually also, because he mentioned something also, there are free versions of these things. Sometimes if it is that you are learning the ropes or you are trying to familiarize yourself, EBT free, but don't see that's where it ends, right? But then if it is that there's a paying client, there's a project you are working on, even you don't want to waste your money because you know that it has to be, so you do everything to make sure you have the specifics before you give it. It's like saying that you are paying your data subscription, for instance. You know why you are paying your data subscription. It will piss you off if you do MTN data yesterday evening and this morning is gone. You're wondering, I didn't use it to do anything. But if there's a reason, maybe you downloaded something heavy, there's a satisfaction that comes from, I used the money. So, because I can understand your worry about how much money do we now end up wasting. But there is opportunity to actually use other free models to learn the ropes so that you can maximize your riches.
Just to quickly add 2 things. Like you said, use free ones to generate your prompts. You can use Gemini, you can use all those ones. You can type 1 million messages here, they'll be responding to you, to at least help you build your prompts that you can now use in a paid service. Number 1. Number 2, I use only $20 for Claude. And I do everything. And like I told you, that's like it's Claude that created it. Exactly. So I use it for work, I use it for code, I use it for different things with just that $20. So what I mean is more than enough. I built services, like I told you, it's still the same subscription I'm using. But what you need to perfect is the art of the prompting itself to ensure that you are very detailed and specific. So for instance, before I built the service, I created my own product requirement document and my technical requirement document. I know what I want to achieve technically. I know what kind of service I want to build. I wrote it myself and I passed both to it, and he built the service for me. He has documents. He knows what he wants to do. Very clear. So he did not waste my credit. Yeah, so.
In case you want to know, this website was built free. So in case you know. So also just the same way she was saying, leave classes. We have a workshop after this though. The same thing she said. So there was a point I was like, I'm not going to waste $20. I have 4 emails. You know what that means. Please, next question. I have over 4 emails. So I just use 4, right?
You know,
to maximize my riches.
no. The design of the web. You used AI to design. That's what he's saying.
So the beautiful thing is, I love to tweak and play with tech stuff. This is my other brother. Right?
Wait, before you answer that question, look at this bros very well. He doesn't want to pay for domain name.
So see, you can't dodge it.
From break and someone says yes with you. Oh yeah. What did you do on your break? Tell us. You walked right into it, Bele. Okay. How many people did you speak with? No, you cannot speak to the people you came with. How many people did you interact? The instruction was interact with people, Abi. All right. How many people did you? You were not able. You didn't do anything. You don't walk up and down. How about you? Nobody. So my instruction did not mean anything to you. Please, I want to mark the face of those that will not be inside that raffle draw. All right, guys, welcome back. All right, we're about to move into the next segment. Oh, thank you. All right, we're about to move into the next segment, and this is actually the practical part of this conversation. It's one thing to come in here and we all talk through a lot of English, but you have to see, what you have spoken about in practice. And so we're moving on to the workshop. And this time around, we are taking a look at the practicality of AI tools, hands-on session on integrating AI into your creative workflow effectively. So that's about what we are doing now. And to do that, we'd like to bring up the creative director. But is everything okay? Are you guys? All right. Because I'm calling you up, so I want to know if we should do something else. All right, then. So please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands. Thank you. That clap is loud. Raffle draw candidates.
Is this my mic?
Yes, I think.
Thank you very much. So we're going to try to make this very quick. And I know I have a mixed audience of creative people. I don't only have graphic designers. I have architects in the making, or should I say architects? Architects. And then I have some other people in other fields. So basically, we're just trying to run this workshop. I mean, the panel session took some very good time. And for some reason, we are running behind schedule. So we're just going to try to run this pretty quick. And I need everyone to be attentive so you won't miss, some things that we would say. So myself and Richard, that's, work together. So, okay, so the first thing that we're trying to do is to create something out of nothingness. So, and we'd like to throw the ideas to the room, right? So probably, People can give us ideas on what we should create, and then we'll try our best possible to do something within max of 15 minutes, right? I mean, it's a very short workshop. We planned the workshop to be about 1 hour before, like a solid 1 hour. So I'll pour myself, but for now, we are on a time crunch. So, are we good? Are we good? We're not even anywhere near good. So you exactly use your PC. Okay, so let me start by pushing it out to the house. So what should we build? Don't go and pick something complex, but I mean, what should we build? So we want to build something that is workable and everybody will learn from. So think about a solution that you want to build. You can start something. Just think about something pretty fast, like something you've been trying to solve. Okay, some people are deliberating. It's not programming, don't worry. It's just basic. We want to use AI to jumpstart your idea or jumpstart an idea and have, relative knowledge on the kind of, prompts to use, right? Instead of, we're not programming, don't worry. We're not programming. We're not going, and if we're going to program, right, I think to a very large extent, people should know basic programming and logic blocks, but you don't have to go, thank God for AI. So you should be able to tell yourself, okay, I want to build, maybe there was a time I needed this clock on my laptop. I just let me do this clock. I did it and I used it. Basic stuff, but you can also read through the code. So for you, an architectural student, I don't know, maybe you need something that can help you relatively read the height of something from maybe a distance. I mean, it's not bad if you have that, with your phone app and everything. I don't know. So, I mean, something really that you can apply to your everyday life. Now, I'm not also talking to architects alone. So let's have something all encompassing that can solve a problem. Anyone? You have something? Okay. An industry. Okay. What industry? Food. My guy. Okay. So what do they do? Yes, was one problem that needs to be addressed. We need to do this very fast. Okay.
Okay, so I've noticed if you check on YouTube now, the ads, like that one we used to say Gamma Horizon, all those Terra Onion,
Those things.
they are very, very terrible.
Another person is testifying to that. Okay, yes.
Since you check the one they have Chioma with Terra Maggi, you see how original that video looks. But when you look at the one they used to shout Gamma Horizon, you look at this. But and also there are things that I noticed that I've tried prompting AI can't give me palm fruit.
Palm fonts, right? Fruit, the palm kernel, that.
It can't give me the original. So I think is it the one I'm prompting or so like there are some
That's a good challenge. So what's the problem you want to solve?
let it give us at least something original.
The model is not trained, eh?
How about we do like this?
Let's
Design a pitch deck
Mm-hmm.
in the food industry, which contains images, local images of local
Dish.
dishes and
So I'm going to tell you something, guys. It is very important to know that most of these AI models are not trained for you and I. Hope you know. So if you tell it to give you jollof rice, it will give you what it knows. If they are not, if you tell it to give you banga soup, it will try, but it's nonsense. So let's solve the real problem. I'm very sure most of you walk out of here and be like, it's true, I had this idea. So let's solve the real problem. It might not necessarily be, it might be food, it might not be food. Let's just have a product or something. Because if we're to do that based on us, probably I'll have just found something, but I don't want to bring up something that it will look as if we adulterated it before we got here. So we're running out of time. Okay, Richard. Okay. We have this guy here. Okay. Okay. Okay.
So we have LinkedIn for corporate. We have Instagram That's robust. That's robust. Okay, so what's the name of that platform now? Somebody has given us an idea. Name. Why is it boardroom? That's business. We say entrepreneurs, people that sell by the roadside, people that sell. Yes. So that's still. Yeah. Look for another name. Don't want boardroom. Look for another name, and then because I want us to understand prompting structure. So I want to do something. I just want. So it's just going to be assisting me behind it. It's supposed to be here, but for some reason there's some technical distance that will not allow him to be here. But I mean, so one name. Okay, so let me just quickly tell you how to name things. There's what we call mind mapping. I didn't hear that. Is it? What did you call this? Also is an old English for prostitution. So you didn't know. So I don't like that word. That word, and it looks like struggling. Check. So if you are saying I just smile like, bro, me I know the also. check. So, okay, so let me teach you let me just briefly tell you how to have a naming convention. There's what we call mind mapping, right? Are you verifying? Verify, you see? Is it there? Check. You check. So, mind mapping, basically. So what you need to do is take the problem, right? And map it with probably the solution you want. But let's even start from the problem. So from the problem, you narrow down to things and people involved in the problem, right? And then you begin to structure out adjectives and verbs and nouns. Before you know it, then you pick probably the last word of an adjective and the last two letters of a noun. Put them together, you have a compound name. I mean, that's how to. So you said business platform for what? For business owners, right? So what kind of business owners? So you can now split into two. I wish I had my joint tablets. You can now split into two. We have local business owners. We have, let me say, international business owners, right? Then when you now start to narrow down, local business owners, we have people that sell MTN cards, whatever. People that do POS business. People that do what again? Any other business. Then on the international side, you have maybe designers and what have you. Then you now start narrowing to, okay, what are the languages they use, right? They use words like come and buy, they use profit, they use loss, they use words like also. So you can do maybe I can pick settle, for instance, right? Settle, so sell and in quotes also, right? So I have settle. So that's one. Just like you have LinkedIn. LinkedIn, you are linking businesses together. LinkedIn, as it were. So you can have settle, you can have TradeCom, thank you, right? Because trade community, as it were. You can have BossCom, business community, whatever. So let's call it TradeCom. I like that name. So, where are we? All right, let's quickly do this. So what model do we prefer? So for me, I generally, I have a way of training my ChatGPT. So he knows how I think, right? So I don't want us to go through that route, but we can also use Gemini, right? Okay, does anybody know how to train their own ChatGPT? That setting down there. I tell it yourself. Do you know? Just quickly show them. So you come to your account settings and you go to your settings and you do your personalization and you tell it to call you whatever. Then the characteristic, you want it to be warm, energetic, whatever. You pick it and then your occupation, more about you, and you set all those things, right? And you can even tell it, okay, after every this thing, be suggestive, give me more ideas on what to expand on, whatever. That's how to do that, so that in any other thing you do, your responses sound like you. I mean, we don't do copy and paste from AI generally, but I mean, you can just do that and then correct some things. So let's go back to Gemini, please. So let's draw a prompt. So there are a lot of people that shout about prompting structures here and there, like a lot of structures. That's why I always talk about culture to do this. And so there are different ways to do that. So let's have this structure now. What are we trying to build? We're trying to build first. That's where we're starting from. Or you can even start from a problem statement. But you're telling an AI, I'm trying to build what platform now? Good. Now you need to now give it a reference, right? What is it referencing? LinkedIn, because she made, that's our client, that's the person that gave us the brief. So yeah, a what? What kind of digital platform? So is it connecting? I don't know. What can you classify LinkedIn as? Client. Okay, fine. Okay. So I'm trying to build I don't like this. I'm coming back. For local business owners in Nigeria, just like LinkedIn, right? Now, you've already stated what you want to build, right? Number 2, we are now going to explain the nuance. Like, okay, now what do I want on the platform? Because if you say just like LinkedIn, so he understands that LinkedIn, you come there to take contract and, win businesses. Now, what do you want there? So she said, you want where they connect, get deals. Yes, on that platform. So let him quickly do that. So we're still structuring. So it's better than saying, I want to build a business platform like LinkedIn. Build it for me now. You cry out though. Then, okay. This is my typer. It is well. Okay, then after this, I need us to be pretty fast. After this, we'll go down to the problem statement. Sometimes you can even start with your problem statement, right? Okay, I've noticed this in the business market in Nigerian space, blah, 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 blah. Now I want to build a platform, a digital platform for local business owners, just like we have LinkedIn for corporate spaces. I want them to be able to connect, share losses, get deals, and interact with fellow businesses and business owners. Businesses and business owners. Okay, thank you. So another structure that we're looking at now. So we've stated the problem. We are going to state, now you need to know how you want to build it and where it will reside. Do you want to build it as a mobile app? Do you want to build it as a website? That's a web app, right? So here, you can now come here. I want to build a digital platform. You can even put in a bracket, right? Mobile app, right? You prefer mobile app. So mobile app. So once you are going to mobile app, remember that your stack is now different. Please, I need you to see it in your different fields now. Please just try to structurally, break down the problems that probably you want to solve. So mobile app, right? So I think we should go web app. Let's go web app.
I think for program, the first step is the web version. There's the website, there's the test of the web version. Now showcase the difference.
So let's make it sharp. Web app. Let's make it a web app.
The responsive web app, it works.
So here now, we now talk about the technical details after here. We now tell it, make it responsive, make it this, make it that. So let's do that. Talk about the technical details now. Responsive, make it there should be user login, right? And authentication, right? Clean, what other thing? Because if you don't know these words, there'll be problem, right? So we have clean, we have responsive, we have professional. We can also pick all this, right? This structure and put it in probably a ChatGPT to help you re-prompt it for, you can say you prompt it for Claude AI. You can just have a workaround. Like, this is my prompt. Like, imagine trying to type all these things. You enjoy yourself. So now, let's, so you can tell it to give you an artifact, that's the word. Just give me an artifact based on this. Just type it there. Give me an artifact based on this. I need it to feel like an MVP. Just put it there. I need it to feel like an MVP. So remember, we've not spoken about the branding part. Is the branding part here, the color scheme and everything? Is the minimum viable product. That's like the test products that you can quickly give investors to quickly check and say, this thing is good, let's invest. So that's what minimum viable product. So there's no color schema. Oh Lord. Yeah, let's roll. Because the branding side too, we're supposed to come here and define it. The kind of brand, okay, we want it to feel minimalistic. We want it to have this color and that color. We want it to feel warm, but since we said like LinkedIn, it will probably give us blue and white. So let's go. So yeah, so you can just tell it to, make necessary. But remember, please, you must make sure that you understand, the nuances of everything you want to. Because, for instance, now I'm very sure most people don't know what a tech stack is, right? A tech stack, it's just basic. I don't want to use the word stack again. No, change your model, sir. Where is it? Change your model. Have you changed it? No, okay. No, using no post now. Just go back to Sonnet. Okay, subscription. Let's go. Let's quickly do that. And okay, so while this one is running, right?
So there's a platform. It's called Arena AI.
The one would press. Which one?
It has all ChatGPT.
Oh, okay, the Arena.
All together, so it has to give you more.
Arena gives you more hours.
Yeah.
But just that it may not give you the right model.
Yeah, but what it does is that it compares.
Oh,
it has three modes. That's a battery mode where you can compare three
Arena, na better, na big Arena. All right, so I will check Arena out. I think I will. So once you click this, let them see the code. No. Yeah, let them see the thought process. Okay. So what this guy is doing now? So Niger Biz Connect. What did we? So no, it's still mapping things out. Yes, but we didn't put the name. We should have named. So you see that sometimes, if you don't quote farabale and do it well, you miss something. You're supposed to put the name. What's the name? Tradecom. And it will create something beautiful for you. So I pray this thing will not tell us that we'll wait till 5 hours, because this is a huge. So also, I think for your Claude, don't load it with huge prompt at once. So that website, I built it over some weeks. I was patient. I was not going to pay. I exhausted all my accounts and I wait, because I needed to know that, okay, I'm able to use this thing well before I pay. Now, maybe we start, exploring payments. Okay, what's this? Is this you?
Yeah, that was very project but I want to finish before we prompt the next.
Okay. So now, in prompting, see, I hope you understand this though. Okay. How do I explain these things? So basically, if you don't know what these things are, you run into problems. So in the architectural space too, if I'm coming to say I want to build something, I want to build this house, and I don't know what a column does, I will have issues. Because if you tell me to put a column of this, diameter here, blah, 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 if I don't structurally understand that, I would probably like build something that people will die inside. So the same thing. So Next.js, it says your app router and your fast loads, right? Tailwind, that's your CSS, that's the, what's it called?
would like to suggest that the workshop can be taken online. I mean, there are other courses anyway, so, and besides, this prompt engineering would also be part of the AI course, right? So I came up, please come back. I came up here because I wanted you to speak about pre-ordering the AI course and the book before we wrap up.